Yes.
हल्का चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं
Yeah.
इसको हम, है ना?
Okay. So, Color Purple, if we talk about, is a novel of Afro-American woman. Right. It's by an Afro-American woman writer, Alice Walker, and she has portrayed a protagonist there, Sally. She is victim because of her poverty, the race, as well as gender. She faces all the three consequences. And if we talk about the race issue, because she is from the black community, she is not liked by her own community even. She is again and again taken as a very kind of as if she is not beautiful. She has nothing. She is very ugly, and she doesn't have any quality which could be talked about, or which could be liked by anyone. So that's the basic issue she's going through. And the other major issue she has the problem is that because she's a female, she's like twice she is facing all those problems. She is the victim because of the poverty line. She is the victim because of the race issue, because she's black. She faces the problem because she's a female, and due to that she is sexually abused. She is like because of that from a lower line standard, she is talked more about like she faces that class prejudice also. So if the so here in this novel, Alice Walker depicts the concept of racial discrimination by showing how Silly is mistreated by her own father, her husband, and the society because she is not pretty, she is not beautiful at heart, and she has no values. And moreover, the skin color she has, according to the society, she doesn't have any value to any kind of beautification. And
अलका, जस्ट आई वांट टू नो कि तुम इस क्वेश्चन को ना हिट कैसे करोगी, मतलब कैसे स्टार्ट करोगी इसको आंसर क्वेश्चन पे करना आएगा अगर तो, क्योंकि ये 3-4 बार रिपीट हुआ है मेरे ख्याल से।
see, we'll talk about that how she is being. When we talk about the race portion, we're going to talk that uh, the, the just a second.
ओके।
I'm going to talk that how violently she has been treated by her father. I'll talk about how his like in this, not only the silly, but due to the race issue, his father was also mistreated and sexually abused. And I'll talk about how her her sister, she was mistreated by the when she went there. I'll talk about that how she was mistreated there by the by her own community persons. So these small incident would be explained in this for the race portion, because all the characters they were
ओके।
racially oppressed. Silly, her father, her mother, as well as her sister. Four of them was racially suppressed. And if I talk about sexuality or sexual identity, then again, it scares that how she was abused by her own father, and then how she saved her sister from being taking the same fate. I'll talk about that she never enjoyed sex when with his husband. We'll tell that how she was not comfortable with any of the men in her surroundings because they never supported her, and how the gender has affected that only she felt that only women are there who'll be at her support, uh, who's going to help her, and it is Shag to whom she was very much comfortable rather than being comfortable with any of the male person in the novel. And we'll talk about that how the male used to oppress all the females here. We're going to talk about that how Sophia, she when she said that she's not ready for any kind of uh, agreement of getting suppressed, how his husband left her. So all these points would be covered in this sexual identity and uh, the race part. And even we'll talk about that Sophia's husband Harpo, he had that. He had all the, it's not about only female or males, it's about that Harpo was more interested in the females work, like which, like the society feels like these are the female works like cooking or cleaning, but Harpo had the interest over those things, whereas Sophia, she wanted to be independent, she wanted to work, she wanted to make her own identity. So we'll talk about all those points also here. And the in the class
Okay, ठीक है ठीक है
category
अलका
will,
फाइन
okay.
फाइन 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 इट इज एक्चुअली गोइंग सो लॉन्ग ओके नहीं तो हम खत्म नहीं कर पाएंगे लबोनी आर यू देयर
Yes,
लबोनी
I'm here.
will you be able to speak
Yes,
hello
I can.
you are not audible
I can speak
I
now.
can't hear you will you please speak loudly okay you can't speak
I can speak now.
hello ओके
Yes.
आवाज आ
Can
रही है
you
मेरे
hear
को
me?
ठीक है या तुम्हारी
Can you
आवाज आ
hear
रही है
me?
यू आर ऑडिबल ओके लबोनी सी या यू आर ऑडिबल एम आई ऑडिबल
Yes, you
Yes,
both are
you're audible.
audible.
एम आई ऑडिबल
Yes,
okay
Yes,
Junaid,
fine
you're
both are
audible.
audible.
just we are going to take it with everybody do you feel is there any point missed by Alka the, how do you exaggerate this answer how does this novel depict the class prejudice
She has included a lot of points. So she has included women as sex objects. She has included the way, the issue of equality in general, and also the freedom which is restricted being a woman, and also to add the amount of job opportunities which are available as women given the time the novel is written, and also about finding freedom. So I guess to fill up 4 pages, this much is enough because we need to explain those points and elaborate on them.
Junaid, one more thing, like in the part of class prejudice, we can add that Shag being a successful singer, she gets the love from everyone. She's from a higher status, so she's able to contact and she's able to put her points in front of males, whereas Silly, being from the lowest status, she is not allowed to speak up for her rights. And only because Shag is from a higher status, she's able to make the identity of Silly come up as a beautiful and a better lady. So that point can be added in the class prejudice portion.
Hello, Junaid, are you there?
He left, I think. He's not there.
I think he'll rejoin.
Yeah.
Alka, one point can we add here? Basically, what I think what we need to bring out here is that the African American woman, I mean, here, the her in her character, Celie, uh, see, she's facing oppression from both sides. Outside, it is racism, though Celie is not directly involved in that, but in general, in that time, what was happening is that there is oppression, there is racism from the whites, plus internally the black men, they are also oppressing the women. So the African American woman, she is facing oppression from both the sides, uh, from outside and from within also. uh, so all that, in the case of Silly, what has happened is it has undermined her confidence. It has totally made her feel like she doesn't amount to anything much. What exactly was the question? It was about gender equality. What was the question? Can you just tell me
No,
once?
the question was that how does Color Purple explores the issue of
Hmm.
racial, sexual, and class prejudice?
Okay,
So
racial,
here
sexual.
we can refer to womanism portion. We can refer to
Hmm.
the like you said that she's oppressed by both these
Yeah,
portions. I
both
too said
both
that
there is.
because her
Hmm.
mother also she is always beating her. Like she never listened to her. She
Hmm.
always said that you just keep quiet and do not tell anyone about how she has been mistreated by her father. So all those portion would
Hmm.
be explained for the this portion.
Yeah, like the black people were internally torturing each other also. Like it's not just racism, it's internally also. They were like, the men, especially patriarchy. Not,
Yes,
I think in the case of women, it was more of a bonding. No, the sisterhood concept, like they supported each other and they cared for each other and all that. So main thing, I think, yeah, that's probably, yeah, that's about it. What we can do is we can see, we talk, of course, Celie is the main protagonist, but we can talk about the other characters also. Like, for example, whom can we tell? We can talk about Sophia.
We can
Uh,
talk about Nettie at the end of the novel, who is a conventional wife, but that is due to the narrative she portrayed as a sensitive and gentle woman who is
hmm.
able to escape the turbulent rural South and its abusive male characters. I mean, it's just
Mhm. In
written in
that way,
middle
in
terms.
that way, what Alice Walker
yes.
has done
Nati
is she's
Nati is to
extended.
be explained here also.
Hmm.
Yes, and the difference between them and between Shug, because Shug is portrayed in a different light
Yeah,
as
she's like
compared.
very. I think maybe we can do like see, Shag is very. She's more stronger and more. What can you say? She's more bold, whereas Silly is very subdued and very docile. There is a
Yes,
contrast, no,
that's true. That's true.
between both the characters. Even
Shug does
Sophia,
not
for that matter.
Shug does not
Even
get so overpowered by whatever happens to her. She can
yes,
let go
yes.
of certain experiences, but Silly, she cannot like uh,
Hmm.
omit those things. She actually gets soaked in the experiences, and she thinks that
Yeah,
nothing
she's
can
so
happen.
traumatized. Yeah, she's so
Exactly.
traumatized by the events that she cannot stand for herself. She's like, she keeps saying, I just want to survive. I just want to live. Those kind of things she keeps saying. Some sentences like that she keeps using very often, saying that I'm only trying to survive. That is her main idea. Not to face anybody, or not to fight with anybody, or not to fight for her rights. That is not her aim. Her aim is just to go through life as it is. So that is a typical example of how much she is being oppressed, in contrast with all the other characters. Whereas Sophia can stand up for herself, though it does not help her in any way. I mean, she stands up for herself, and she's in more trouble because of that. She's sent to the prison, and then she's forced to work as a nanny to that mayor's children. So she, in both ways, if you see, they are being oppressed. The one who is very bold and who is talking out, and the one who is very subdued. So, yeah, that kind of a thing you can say probably. If you want to make the answer very long, you
we
can
we
keep
And
anything.
we can add
also,
that the boldness what Shad came up with was due to
Huh.
her class and her
also we
social
can, Mhm.
background.
Yeah, and also we can talk about Olinka
Also,
tribe
it's
and the
basically,
different,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think we
and
should
the,
talk about the Olinka tribe.
yeah,
How it
and
is similar there, the
yeah,
same kind
and
of a
the
racial.
practices which were adopted with the African black people, Olinka people, that they have to
Mm-hmm.
carry a mark on their face.
Scar or some
Permanent.
kind of
Yeah,
a thing,
yeah,
no?
star. And also we can talk about the class prejudice, like comparing the comparing the jobs of white people and the black people. Like the black people were mostly involved in farming, slavery, and the white people
Mhm.
were like mayor. Uh,
The better, yeah, yeah. Economically, they were
More
also
well off.
suppressed, right?
Yeah, they were more
The
well off.
African. Yes, they were slaves basically, and so they didn't have so much of prosperity.
I just want to
But
add
yeah,
something. Yeah,
mm,
that here white versus black is there. So white
mm.
master is treated equally as male, and black slave is equal to women. Like white tortures the black slave and deprives of all the rights. So is the treatment of male towards women mostly. Shrug and
Ah,
Sophia are exceptions, positive,
right.
and so are the
In a
Samuel.
way, they. Mm.
So are the Samuel, who is also a positive male character here.
Who is that?
Samuel, a reverend who married Corinne.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Samuel. Right. He is a
He is the
positive character.
Yeah,
He's a
he is a
good one.
positive male character as against the
Mm.
other male who acts like white American and
Mm.
treat the women as black slaves.
Yeah, it's basically, what? The Black Americans, the African Americans, they are being racially discriminated by the white Americans. And all that frustration in turn, they're showing it on the women, something like that. Or they are, what they call it as internalizing all that the bad treatment of the Americans. And then the frustration is shown on the Black females.
We can also say one thing that there are two segments of races. That is, one racism is of American versus African, and second racism is versus male versus female.
That you can't call it as racism, yeah. Male versus female, you would call that as maybe sexism or something like that. Racism is only this color, this African American thing, no? Racism is only that, on the color, based on the color. So it is basically racism, sexism, all these different things is what a black woman is facing. So she's facing multiple things, not just racism, but she's facing sexism plus classism, all those kind of issues.
That's what Alice Walker talks about. She says that Silly is punished for being a woman, and she is
Hmm.
punished being a black woman. So she is double
Correct.
oppressed.
Double
So
oppressed, right?
that was the quotation given by Alice Walker in the novel. We can quote that too.
Yeah, actually, in the I don't know where, but somewhere in the book I read this also. Like the African American women, it's like a double whammy. It's like they are oppressed from. They're made into these stereotypes, stereotypes like
Yes.
those mammies, na mammies. Yeah, they're made into stereotypes. Plus, they are sexually abused by the husbands and all the other so many male members. Plus, they are racially discriminated also. So it's like a triple whammy kind of a thing. I think I read it somewhere in the book only.
Yeah, it's called
Hmm?
double jeopardy.
Triple whammy. Hmm. Interesting. I think we can put in all these
We can
points if you want a
yeah,
five
we
page, na?
can put
Huh?
into the next question, I think. Like
Yeah.
all these points can be discussed in the if we talk about is it a womanist text or not. We can all
Mm-hmm.
add all these points in that the whether it's a womanist or feminist text. So
Feminist, right, right.
these points would be covered in that also, that question also.
Correct, correct. Many of them are quite similar. No? It comes in all the answers. There are these few things which we have to write in all the answers, I think,
Yeah, it's
about
just
this
how we
feminism.
put the question. That's just how
Right.
we stress to the points.
Hmm. Correct. What you bring out, strongly.
Uh,
So who's
can we add
next?
marry?
Like
Sorry, continue.
I was just
Yeah.
asking what would be the next question to be discussed, like who will be discussing the next part.
Okay.
Which is is there
Can
an order?
uh, yeah. Uh, can I add something? Mary
Mm-hmm.
Agnes can be touched in this question, right? She also
Yeah.
wanted to have a
Squeak, right. Hmm.
singing career, which was oppressed by, not allowed by Harpo, not supported by Harpo.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
talk
In
about that.
fact, her very name, no, Harpo. He's like, Squeak. What is Squeak? Squeak is supposed to be like a not a very nice name. Her name is Mary Agnes, right? He used to keep calling her Squeak, Squeak all the time. That's it's kind of a little bit derogatory, no, calling that way, like calling somebody Squeak, like an animal or something. So in a way, it's like it's like making fun of somebody. So, which is why later on, Celie tells her that why do you allow him to call you Squeak? You tell him that your name is Mary Agnes, kind of. I remember reading something like that in that novel. So, I think she's also being oppressed, Squeak. Plus, when she goes to the prison to see Sophia, to try to get Sophia out of jail, mm, she gets raped in the prison or that kind of there is that angle to it also. All the women in If you see, all the women characters in some way or the other are exploited and oppressed. Like if you see Sophia, you see Mary. Shag, they didn't mention anything specifically about her. But she also actually wanted to marry Albert. In the beginning, she wanted to marry Albert, but Albert's father didn't allow them to get married, which is why Albert married somebody else. What's her name? Anna something. And something. I forgot her name. But so more all the women characters are oppressed in one way or the other.
So can we move on to the next question? Who will be taking the next?
What is the next question?
Start
Any?
about epistolary novel. Actually, my baby is crying. I
Hmm.
have
Epistolary. Yeah, epistolatory. Yeah, shall I do the next one about motherhood and mothering?
yeah
Okay,
that
you can
can I
Hmm?
take epistolary novel?
Let me do the womanist one first.
Okay, okay, no problem.
okay.
So I'm
Excuse
going
me.
to.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kriti, you start.
yeah,
Uh,
we can.
Actually, my baby is crying. Can I take it and leave?
I have no
What
issues.
topic
Like
you were
Leah, you
discussing,
can.
Leah?
Yeah, it was epistolary novel.
Okay, you take it first. Then Kriti will continue.
Yeah, because he is crying very badly. That's why. Okay, so in epistolary novel, so I'm planning to write it in as three sections. The first one, we have to discuss about what is epistolary novel and about the features of it, the time it is started, and some of the examples of epistolary novel. Then we can move on to the color purple as an epistolary novel, the points that we can mention how it is an epistolary novel. Okay, so the first thing it is like the epistolary novel is nothing but which is written in the series of documents that is mostly as letters. So in color purple, we can see that the entire novel is written in the form of letters, and like in the epistolary, the word it is a Latin word, or from the Greek, and it is the word is epistole, and its meaning is letter. And the next thing is, which is about the Color Purple. It's like it's an epistolary novel, and it's about this teenager girl Sally, and tells the story through writing letters to both her sister and to God. So nearly 94 letters are there in the novel. So in that, many of them are written by Sally to God, and there are some letters from Nettie to Sally and from Sally to Nettie. So in different perspectives, we can see the letters, and it is more like an autobiography, and or like a oral tradition, or it's in a present day perspective. Maybe they don't have any chronological order, but it says about her situations, and the things, the later on when she founds the letter that was hidden by Mr. Dash. So the Nettie's letter, they actually she actually gets to know about the situation of Nettie, and also those letters were also included. So these are some of the points that I have to include. Is there anything?
Ma'am, if you allow, I want to
Yeah.
make some editing. Actually, I had read that there are total of 91 letters. And one more thing, that all the letters didn't have any signature, or means her name and date, but they were in a chronological order, as I have read.
Ma'am, yeah, ma'am, one thing
Actually,
I also want to add, total I think there are 94 letters. Out of that, 51 letters are from Sally to God, and then there are few letters from Nettie to Sally, and then Sally to Nettie. So there are three ways in which letters are
Correct. There
presented.
are 94 letters in the novel, 51
Yes,
to Sally
say
to
to
God,
God, God, yes.
two
Yes.
letters, then
And these letters, sorry to these letters, they weave in historical and personal text. And in this, we have to mention that, that Sally's biological father was lynched by whites. Lynching was very common at the advent of 20th century. That roots into historical. And people who were not lynched, they faced some other kind of violence. And then we can mention about Sophia, who was put into prison for around 11 and a half years. And even after coming out of prison, she was asked to be mammy for mayor's wife and children.
Mansi, I guess like we need not to explain Sophia's part because we are more being specific towards the epistolary portion.
But it is a
Sophia
part.
need
It is a part in IGNU notes. I checked in. So from that only I read. Maybe, uh,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. It's there in the IGNU notes. It's given about
That's
yes.
right,
Sophia's
but
father.
IGNU notes are quite vast. What I'll suggest is that we can add those points that what are the positive parts of writing epistolary novel. Like this technique is it reveals the true feelings. We can add that we get an honest narration portion. There are less dialogues as compared to like a general kind of novel written. So these have a
And
less dialogue portion. We can write that clear thoughts and feelings, emotions, and we do not have any interference of other like author or any other character because these are letters. So
and
these are one.
we can also write about how Sally's letter to God, they were disrupted by Nettie's letter. So God is being replaced over here. So Walker, he uses it's a deliberate technique that he used and to show the self autonomy of Sally. Well, this is all what I gathered from the notes, so I'm sharing with everyone.
the before something, it's that Mansi said before was in two of Sally's letters. It's written that in two of Sally's letters to God, she make Sweek and Sophia tell their experience. So maybe that was the point Mansi want to tell.
Okay, 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 got it. Right. I thought that she is mentioning that incident. So I just said that we need not to explain that incident for this kind of question. So that's why I just interrupted. Sorry. Basically, in all, like to the starting, we should explain the like these what is epistolary novel for sure and its positive points, and then we can add all these things that total number of 94 letters, and they range from 2 to 3 pages and all, and even some are just 2 paragraphs long. So, and its significance of these letters, like she mentioned, that historic portion and all. So. I think this would be sufficient for a four page answer.
One
One
more
more
thing.
point.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Actually, we can also add the growth of silly as a person in the form of epistolary novel, from a mute victim who is begging help from one on the other and from the god. At the end, she is emerged as an independent, confident woman. Uh, um,
Yeah, we can add that because
yeah.
to the end, she doesn't require to write any letter. She's that much bold to uh, explain everything by herself. Earlier, it was a kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, continue. I put up my point. Thank you.
So I think we can
Yeah,
come up with the
one thing
next
I just,
question.
okay.
Yeah, you continue. If you have a point, surely.
Yeah, what I was thinking about epistolatory is that we can also, add that this was one of the techniques, which is, see, women were always so busy, like with the household work, with the husband, with the children, and all. They were always, so busy with all these things. So, this kind of a letter writing, the epistolatory form, was the only way they could communicate, because with a letter you can write, you can stop, you can get back and again write, you can have a break in between
Yeah,
without
writing in fragments.
hmm, yes, writing in bits and pieces. So that also is a technique which is which was the only way in which women could write and express themselves,
Yeah, we can add into this. We can
hmm.
like refer to this point
Because it's a
as well.
womanist, it's a womanist kind of a text, right?
Yeah,
So
we can say that it is a kind of we can even say that it is a kind of experiment which Alice Walker tried to do, and it's a postmodern novel for sure. So that's a kind of a fragmented form she has tried to put in.
yeah, but there were many others before that. So epistolatory is not really a very experimental way of writing because it has been done earlier also. If you remember, even from our which is that from MEG1. If you see those there are a lot of poems also were like that, no, in the epistolatory form. What was that one? Dr.
Uh,
Arbuthnot.
Dr. Arbuthnot.
Yeah, Dr.
Uh-huh.
Arbuthnot's was in this epistolatory form. So that is where, in the age of Dryden and all that, no, it's quite long back. So epistolatory
I,
was a form which has been used quite frequently. I mean, earlier also. So I don't think you
I,
can't
I
call
would
it
like to add one
experiment.
thing. I would like to add one thing.
Yeah.
Uh, we can say that this letter format in letter to the god when Sally is writing, she is also expecting that she won't be judged. She can be honest. She
Mm.
can pour out her heart, whatever
She
pain
was
she is
feeling
having.
guilty, no? She was feeling guilty actually. She was feeling guilty about her situation, which is so paradoxical because it's not a mistake in any way, but still she was feeling ashamed and guilty. So, and he said that if you tell any her that stepfather says now if you tell anybody else, then your mother will die or something like that. He says so. So that's
so
why
it's
she.
basically a technique which is used to reveal the true feelings.
Mm, yeah.
Shall we move to the next question? Like, Kriti, you will be taking up next.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay, I will start.
The color purple.
Excuse me. There are 2 points. I'm so sorry that I missed. We can also mention the tense which is used in this letter is like present tense, and the length varies from 2 paragraphs to 2 to 3 pages. That also is indicative of Sally's personal growth.
Okay,
Yeah,
Kriti, now
that's
you can
true.
start. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The Color Purple is a female-centric novel, and Walker focuses on the strength of Black women friendships. Um,
Sorry, Kriti, what's your question? Like, what you'll be
oh, it's
discussing?
my question is the woman's how is a womanist novel and the issues faced by the in the novel by
Okay.
women, Black
Yeah.
women.
Okay.
In that novel, Walker focuses on the strength of Black women friendships. As we can see in the novel, the Color Purple shows that many oppression faced by the Black woman, like they are sexually, verbally, and physically oppressed by the men of the novel. And like in the beginning, Sally is oppressed by her father. She's being raped and she's being abused by her father. Then when Shelly gets married to Mister, then also she's being abused. So in a society that is being dominated by the white American society, and also the black men are dominating the black women. So Alice Walker is saying that the white feminism doesn't talk about the black women, because white women only suffer because they're women, but on the other hand, the black women suffer because of two reasons: that they are women and also because they are black. So they have to suffer for both the reasons, and this is what Walker calls as double jeopardy of sexism and racism. So in the novel, focuses on the womanism, and it focuses on the friendships and bonds of Black women and search for their identity and freedom. And as we can see in the novel, one of the most prominent bonds is of Nettie and Sally. They not only they have a sisterly bond between them, but Sally also acts as a mother to Nettie, because after the death of of their mother, Sally had to step in to take the role of a mother. So she also has a motherly behavior towards Nettie, and their love is shown through the letters that Nettie sends to Sally, and theirs is a bond that is not physical but goes beyond that. It's more of a like a spiritual bond or something that is not physical. But on the other hand, there's also the bond between Shug Avery and Sally, which is in contrast to the sisterly bond, because it is more physical and sexual bond, and uh, and as we can see that Shug Avery is present in Sally's life, and this is I think this is all I have to speak about. This is all I have.
Also, we can talk about Sophia.
Oh yeah, sorry. Can I mention something about her?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Sophia, I think, is in contrast to Sally's character, because as we can see, Sophia is also being abused by her husband, but she tries to fight to it. In fact, she even physically tries to retaliate through it physically, and she also like has her own identity. Like she believes that one shouldn't be oppressed by men, and one should try to fight through it, and it also lands her in trouble. Like she has to go to jail, but she still is like, no, I have to fight my way through the oppressors. So yeah. Also, Shug Avery also has a unique identity. Like she also teaches Sally many things like. You should have your own identity. She also teaches the concept of god to Sally, like you she says that you don't need to believe in the god that the white people are believing, but the nature can itself be god. So she's like a woman with her own identity in the novel, and through which Sally learns a lot of things. Okay, I am done.
And
Thank
also,
you.
also of Nettie also suffered a lot. First from her father, not biological, but the other one, Alfonso, and then with the Cilly's husband Albert, Mr. Dash, he also tried to rape her. Then he moved on with the missionaries. What I forgot their name, who took care of Cilly's children, who adopted Cilly's children, Adams and Olivia, the missionaries. So
What's that? Samuel and Corinne.
Samuel and Corin, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So she also played a significant role as as a woman. She independently took care of Cilly's children and spent a lot of time as nanny. And then he married to Samuel after a long time. So she also suffered a lot in one respect, we can say. And at last, she proved to be a strong woman.
Yeah, we can also add on that how Mr. Dash, like Silly was, she didn't even mention Mr. Dash name till the end. She just referred him as a Dash because he was so cruel and he was so brutal and uh, like he suppressed her, oppressed her. So all those points can also be added.
Yeah,
That
but we can
the
also
male
add
dominance
Speak
was
is
there.
raped by white male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat, Nikita? I was not able to listen to you.
Yeah, I think we should
Yes.
mention her
The
also.
yes, we Squeak's
Squeak.
incidents of
Yeah,
rape by a
Squeak.
white man in jail when she visited.
Yeah, that's quite important,
Yeah.
no? Because
Yeah. Yeah. And there are other things also. The quilt metaphor. We can also that in womanism,
yeah,
where
actually
the
that's a
quilt
good
is
one
Yes, yes,
because
associated
yes.
they
with
all
Quilt,
yes,
quilt.
yes.
Yeah. It's quite
yeah,
an important kind of a metaphor.
yes, yes. So yeah, with bits of pieces sewn together, women pull themselves out of their fragmented lives,
Hmm.
yeah, to gain confidence and identity. Yeah, that's a
It's
very
also a
important
way
point.
of the women bonding with each other, no? So when they make
Yes,
up and all of them are quilting and also what was that? Corinne, I think she kind of starts suspecting that Nettie is having a relationship with her husband Samuel. So, but
yeah,
then Nettie is able to remind her of no, and she feels that Adam and Olivia, no, they are Nettie's children. And then using that quilt metaphor, she's able to remind her about Celie, whom she has seen once, I think, when she went to buy some material for her daughter for a dress, I think. And that same dress, over the years, they usually cut pieces from this dress and then they make it into a quilt, na, like a patchwork kind of a thing.
yeah,
So she remembered, seeing that dress, she remembered, okay, that was Celi's daughter. So then she was convinced that that in that way she was able to die peacefully, without having this on her head that her husband was having an affair.
yeah. But in the end, we can also add the very inception of the storyline is the novel was inspired by a sisterly chat between Walker and her sister.
Right. That it
Yeah,
started from there.
yeah, yes. And we can also add the role reverse, like women started to dress like men
I
and they
forgot what
also
was the
took
question.
manly work.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's on womanism.
on feminism. Yeah.
What is
Role
the exact
reversal.
question? Can you tell me what is the exact question?
Yeah, it's on feminism versus womanism because Alice Walker believes in womanism over feminism.
Okay, can you tell me the
Yeah,
basic difference between feminism and feminism?
feminism is basically overall empowerment of women. And here we are talking about womanism. Walker's womanism is her brand of feminism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
If I talk about a proper differentiation, it would be that feminism refers to the social range or the political
Yes.
movement and ideologies advocated for
Yeah.
women's rights, whereas womanism is all about focusing on the black women's or the
Yeah.
women's of different
Yeah.
colors and shades.
This. Yeah.
So
This woman. This novel is all about that. Yeah.
it's about sexism and racism here.
Okay, Lara, can you please say what you were saying? Please conclude. Please say what you were saying.
what was I saying? Huh, I was saying, actually, I was saying the same thing, that about what did I start to say about? Was it about the? I forgot.
Okay,
Sorry. What?
fine, 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 fine. Okay,
You
Don't
was talking
remember.
about the I guess
No, I
the
think Alka already said that about womanism, right? You said that is what I wanted to say, that
the
womanism is more focused on the African American, on colored women, sorry, on more on the colored women, whereas feminism is a broad term thing about gender difference. I mean,
okay,
about mm, so yeah.
got it.
Alice Walker quotes a word that that womanism is a form of feminism, where womanism is the feminism as purple is to lavender.
Lavender, yes, 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 I read
So
that.
this is the specific quote we can put on for this question.
Okay, Alka, are we done with the color purple or is still something left? Because the 1 hour has almost passed, I think.
I think
Finish. Yeah, I have one
motherhood
thing
question
actually.
is
Motherhood. Shall I finish it fast? I can just tell.
Uh,
What
Excuse
what
me.
what are the main things?
Can you please
Yeah.
repeat what's the difference between feminism and womanism, please? It's a request.
see
Alka, uh,
feminism is more about the social and political movements and ideologies that are advocated for women's right, whereas womanism is about the it focuses on the black woman or color of women's. Their sexism and racisms are the basic fight areas.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
hello, Kalyani ma'am, are you there?
See, Junaid, two important questions are left. One is the significance of the title, and the other, uh,
What is that noise?
Nothing. Just don't worry about the noise. Okay, Alka, just only 2 points are left. What significance of the title and what is the other
and
question?
motherhood is
Motherhood.
motherhood in the novel. These two are the important left.
I
Okay,
thought that
now
noise was from my house. Yeah. So can I do the motherhood part?
yes, please do the motherhood
Okay.
part. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So see, one thing is motherhood is presented throughout the novel. You can see motherhood everywhere. It's presented in a variety of ways. So first of all, I think what we should do is explain the different kinds of motherhood that we are seeing. So first of all, there are different kinds of motherhood which are seen. One is about Celie. We start with Celie as a mother. She's a mother through rape, and the unfortunate thing is she has to give up her children and look after Albert's children. Then we come to Sophia. Sophia has 6 children, but she has to go to she goes to prison, and then she after she comes out of prison, she's forced to be the mammy for the white mayor's children. And Sophia's children are raised by Squeak, her husband's mistress, and her sister Odessa. So that is another way. That is another example of motherhood that we are seeing here. Nettie, Celie's sister, she's childless, but she ends up raising Celie's children. Um, Shrug's 3 children are with Albert. They are looked after by her parents. Corinne, who is also childless, she adopts Adam and Olivia. So basically, all these cases, what we are seeing is that women and children they're treated like chattels. They're treated like some movable properties, just moving from here to there, this one looking after that one. There's no that anybody has to look after anybody's child, that kind of a thing. It's not motherhood, though motherhood is, there's a lot of motherhood throughout. It is not seen as anything very privileged. It is only seen as a way of curtailing and restricting their freedom. So uh, violence is shown more on mothers because they are helpless, you know and in fact, if you see, motherhood is more like a form of slavery, because it's she Silly is like forced to look after. It's not like she wants to look after Albert's children, but she's just taken, and forcibly she has to look after them and bring them up. Sophia, forcibly she has to look after. There is brute force used everywhere. She has to look after those the white American mayor's children. So, so basically, children controlled the women. Children, raising children restricted and controlled the women, making them more slaves, and curtailing their independence. Um, Not only that, the ones who were forced to care for others' children, they were also subjected to racism and poor working conditions. Like Sophia, she was treated very badly in that house. She was raising the mayor's children, but she was treated very badly, like given a small room and not enough heating in winter, those kind of things. And also, she was subjected to racism. But one good thing is, and about Celi's mother also. Celi's mother, this is not a good thing. It just, I remembered something else. Celi's mother, she was, weakened by, these several pregnancies, which made her, she was already unstable mentally. And then all this made her more unstable, and finally led to her death. So it's like how motherhood is also a way in which, it ultimately killed her. But one positive thing about this kind of what they call communal mothering, because is that it built that sense of sisterhood and brought about a bonding among and solidarity among the women, caring and raising others' children. One more thing is also, we can talk about the Olinkas. Even in the Olinkas, if you see that one man had several wives, and all the wives like looked after each other's children and raised them. That's it. I don't know what else to tell about motherhood. Anything else to add on?
I think you have covered all the points. Like for this kind of question, we just need to tell
Tell about
all the females and their about the
mm.
connection with their children.
Yes,
Like
yes. Yeah,
uh,
with their children.
almost
One more
all.
connection is also one more connection is also about Squeak, if you can remember, because there are so many. One is about Squeak's
Yeah,
daughter, because she takes off now in the end to become a singer. So Squeak's daughter is raised by Sophia. It's so funny, na? It's so paradoxical. Like this one is looking like after her children when she is in prison, and then she's returning the same thing. She's looking after her daughter when she um, goes on for a singing career. So that one also we can mention. If you want to keep elongating the answer, because I think that 5 pages we have to write, na? Otherwise you don't
yeah.
get
On this
marks.
topic, I think
Not
we can
actually.
add on to 10, 12 pages. It has so many things to come up with.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Let's not go with this because
yeah,
this question is
yeah.
not
Next,
so much important. Look at the next question is the significance of the title. Okay, right?
yeah.
Okay. See, after the significance of the title, okay, and we will be done with the
We
color
can
purple. And,
skip that also because all of us are from the same batch and we have done it in the assignment part.
okay,
We can skip it.
okay. Okay, so no, not at all skipping this part. Okay, Kalyani ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, you are audible. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
have you done this novel, The Color Purple, or not?
Yes, yes, I have done this novel. It was the part of assignment as well as in the exam also it was asked. So yes, I
Okay,
have done
okay. I think your kid is not interested in allowing you to attend the class.
it. Sorry for that interruption because I cannot avoid them. And
Uh,
yeah, one very beautiful thing I want to add that we were talking about feminism. Alka said very good point. I would just want to add one thing what I heard in Nandini ma'am's class that feminism is not just about only the women. It is all about the suppressed people of the society. They can be men or women or the LGBTQ or anybody. The person who is suppressed in the society is the part of that feminism. Actually, I heard this thing in her class, so I remember this very beautifully.
Yes, ma'am. I could recollect that also. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we can just make sure.
okay, okay. Alka, one person has asked us to do this question. Okay, significance of the title. Who was assigned this question? Who is going to do that? Significance of the title. Or
I'll
do
just
we?
check. Just give me a second.
Okay, just check this out. Okay, else if nobody is available, I will ask Kalyani ma'am to do this and conclude the complete novel from the start to the beginning. Kalyani ma'am, will you be able to do the complete analysis of the novel in one
Well,
go?
I
Ruchika,
don't think it
Ruchika
won't.
was assigned.
Okay, I think she
Ruchika
has
is
left.
assigned.
Okay, okay. I will just tell the significance of the title because, but I won't be able to conclude that bit because I haven't read it after it's for a long time. So basically, the title here, the color purple, na, actually, you would have everyone one would have noticed that this color purple has always been a fantasy or something kind of happiness for the Celie, who is our main character of the story, she is always attracted towards the color purple. She always found it to be the royal. If you, I think there is something kind of a significance, or she has given us a reference to the royal color, right? So we know that purple color is the combination of red and blue, and somewhere it also gives a color of kind of lavender. I'm just remembering. I have not read, so just what I am getting, I'm explaining those things. Okay, so red is something that defines the womanhood. That blood, or we should say that describes womanhood. Red is the color, and blue is the color which defines calmness, which defines somewhere peace. So when these two colors come together, they make when they come to be darker, they come to the purple color. And most of the time in this novel, we have seen that this color has a greatest significance. Celie, whenever she get very much upset, she always used to find this color, and she says that this is her happiness. Even she, I think she gets a room over there where she colored the whole complete her house, I think, with the purple color. Most of the she even want to see Shug in that purple royal dress. So that is the major showing the mental status of Celie that actually explains the point of Celie where she feels very much happy, very much defined, where she feels, yes, I am also a woman, I am also a human being. I too can express myself. That is the main concept or the significance of this particular color in this novel. That's why it is being as named as the color purple, because somewhere it is related to the womanness or the Celie's main character, the main character of the novel. She has been expressed by this color. Most of the time this is being mentioned in the novel. You can and I don't currently I'm not able to recall back that much. Actually, I would have known the topic, definitely I would have defined everything, but at the moment I'm recalling this, and I have answer also about this. I think we had this in assignment also, right?
Yes, ma'am. We
Yeah.
can
Okay,
add that
Alka,
color
you just
purple.
add the points. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, we will go
Color
with the
purple
sharing.
is, yeah. Color
Yeah.
purple is the color which depicts the wound also, which we can relate to wounds and bruise.
Yes, absolutely. I think Sophia was in jail. I think she was beaten up and she got that purple color wound, I think. Some kind of relation like
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even Silly when she was raped, uh, this color was linked to that also,
Right,
and
right.
it's
Exactly. Yeah.
also it's also spiritual color, which is connected with Jesus' bruise also, like the wounds
Yeah,
which
yeah.
Jesus Christ had. So
Right,
we
true.
can refer to that also. And also, it defines the struggle and dignity, and it defines the independence also. Like for like Silly, she takes this color as a color for independence. And
Independence, right.
towards the end when she made her dream come true, she was successful. She got a bouquet from his father, like from Alfro, which was a purple lavender flowers. So towards the end, the it began with the purple bruise, and the novel ended with the flowers of lavender. So the whole novel is full of those color purples, which shows the psychological, spiritual, and the emotional connection with that color.
Okay,
And
Shireen.
also
One more thing
one
I'll
more point.
Hold on,
add
hold
about
on,
color
hold on,
purple.
hold on, everyone, hold on, everyone. We are
Yeah,
going
I
in a
just want to tell about
sequence.
this color purple. One more
Okay.
thing, that this color is associated with royalty, and towards the end, Celie is like she has become a queen over herself. This is I'm just quoting it from the book. It's given in the book. The color purple shows that Celie is queen over herself now. So she's become a totally empowered woman. So that is what the color is depicting towards the end, to show her empowerment from a very submissive and oppressed girl to now she's become like a queen, that kind.
And also the scars on the Olinka's woman were purple, which
Oh
shows
yeah,
Okay.
the
yeah.
symbol
Yes,
of
Any
yes.
scar or
humiliation.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
hold on, guys, just let's not cut anybody else's words. Okay, Shireen was saying something. Then after that, we move on to Shikha. Shireen, are you there? Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay,
Thanks, Annette.
you
Yeah.
put your points.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
I think my points have been covered. I just wanted to talk about that, the royal purple bruise, the significance of that, as well as how it is representative of discrimination as well. There was this line that I don't know, I had read somewhere, that it is about the journey of how a person is bruised but then struggles to come on their own into royalty. So if you look at the
Mhm.
significance of both in terms of purple, as in bruises and discoloration and everything. On the other hand, we also have purple signifying royalty, in terms of, I think somebody mentioned lavender in terms of spring. So you have two contrasting symbolism there. So that could also again be symbolic in turn, like a double symbolism in a way, of the journey of a transformation or something like that. I don't know if it makes sense. It was
From
just
bruise to
No,
something.
no,
from
it's
bruise to
absolutely
royalty.
correct. It's absolutely correct that it is a journey of transformation.
Otherwise, I think you guys have covered almost everything.
Uh, uh, I'm just confused. There's an instance where Mr. Albert gives Sally a purple frog to symbolize their new friendship. I've read somewhere.
Yes, yes. Towards the end, he gives her a purple frog because
Yeah,
I
when
think
he
she does up her
realizes that
room.
he's totally dependent on both the women, Sally and Shrug.
Yeah, she also paints her room all in purple and red towards the end. No, the house that she inherits from her mother, she does it up all in purple and red. And the
And
mantelpiece there, it has a purple frog, which is carved by Albert.
Okay,
And
fine.
also
Got
she
it.
made pants which were red and purple in the end.
Oh,
Pants,
she
For the
made
pants.
pants.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, which were red
Yeah,
and purple.
So whatever purple you
she
can
has a
remember.
business of that, na?
Yes, yes, it was
Yes, ma'am.
stitching.
Yes,
She was
ma'am.
interested in stitching and all.
In stitching pants.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. She was stitching. She had
Okay,
a
Yeah,
pants.
okay.
just wanted to say,
Yes,
sorry,
yes, yes, yes,
that there
Shireen.
are loads of purple instances throughout the novel, any novel for that matter. But I think it is up to to a discerning reader to pick and choose, because, like, I could easily paint purple as a royal color and show as if a person is struggling to come out and come out as royalty. At the same time, there is, in terms of eggplant or bruises, I can talk about how purple is about discrimination, bruises, and very lot of negativity. So again, it's up to the reader how to paint purple. Like many of you have mentioned, there are loads of examples of purple we mentioned, whether it's a purple frock, sorry, or the paint, and so on. But I think we need to also focus on certain purples that are related to the title, or that are related as a recurring theme in the novel.
Right, and biggest example
But
what Shireen just you said is that the lavender flower and the purple color she painted in her room. They are means light color purple or dark color purple. That is also the biggest point of significance in the novel.
Yes.
Lara, please continue, Lara.
did I was it? No, I'm done. That's it. Was I saying something about purple? No, no, yeah. What I was thinking was this question is a little hard one to write for long pages, no?
Okay, okay. Any one of you? Okay, see, I don't
Ma'am,
have
I
that
wrote
much.
6 pages. So
Okay,
for the
For
Okay,
that's
assignment.
good. Alka.
I will share my MEG11 assignment with you, Junaid. Then you
Okay,
can send it.
fine.
Actually, I'm in not that MEG11 group, so I'll
Okay,
send it to
fine.
you.
Fine.
You
I
can
will
share
share.
that
I will
assignment.
share. Okay. Okay. Just I'm wondering that why actually we are doing the analysis that they have chosen the significance of the color is there. Why did the author choose this name, the color purple? Can you tell me why did she choose this name as a color purple? Alka, do you know why behind the what is the reason
No,
behind? Okay,
no.
fine. So we are
Yeah,
concluding.
I
Yes,
want
yes,
to
yes, yes,
say
yes,
that I
Glory.
have read somewhere that the for choosing the purple color, actually she has wrote this. I think I don't remember the year. She has chosen this storyline from very back date, and at those times, purple was said to be the significance of royalty. All right, and one of the important significance what I mentioned earlier also, I have just read it somewhere in one of the article about Alice Walker that it is a mixture of blue and red color, right? So these two colors have their significance, and one of the major thing that womanhood cannot be described either in the red color or just in the blue color, but purple is a mixture of both of them. Either it is in light color or in dark color, right? She want to give every insight, either it is pain, either it is relief, either it is goodness, either it is badness, everything can be defined by this color. That's why she chose the title color purple, and she has shown this. Even if you look at the novel, na, she has given this color, not she has just not given just a color purple, she has written lavender, she has given light purple color, she has used dark purple color, signifying different things, everything in that thing, right? So that is why she chose about this color. This is what I read about in one of the article actually, so that's why I remember this.
Also, I had read somewhere that Alice Walker always like connected the color purple with womanism. So
Yes,
that
yes,
might be also the
absolutely.
reason.
Maybe
Yeah,
that may be
Alka,
also.
just to connect
Bec-
and add on to what you said, Alka, she wrote a lot about, like you mentioned, womanism, also about violence against women. Because I think I haven't obviously read most of her novels, but again, something I came across was that in most of her novels or literary pieces, there was a lot of violence against women, showing purple as a bruised color.
right, right.
Okay, fine, fine. We are going to end this novel, Color Purple. Is there anybody who want to ask any other specific question from this novel? Anybody want to ask any question?
I
Okay,
think all the important parts have been
are
covered.
done. Okay, fine. So Alka, now we are going to start with Sister Carrie, right?
No, floating opera, I
Oh,
think.
I
Like,
forget. I'm extremely forget. I'm busy somewhere else. That's the thing. That's why
no
I'm not
problem.
able to use my laptop as well. So we are going to start with the floating opera, right?
Yes.
Okay, just take the start.
I think we are running off short like time, so we should start with the important questions directly, not the most important and reoccurred question is that bring out the postmodern features of floating opera. So we can start with that. Who's going to take that?
I think I had assigned that question to the Mansi Garg, but she's not available at the moment because of some unavoidable reasons. Okay, she there? Okay, she's there, I think. Mansi, are you there?
Yes, Junit, I'm there, but I messaged you that I'm not doing this novel. I have not covered this
Okay,
one.
fine. You told me. Okay,
I'm
Alka, can
sorry.
you cover
Yeah.
this? Fine, no problem. Alka, can
Okay,
you
I'll
cover?
I'll take that. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
just
take that.
but please try to be quick. Okay, don't be slow. Okay, because we don't have that much time.
Okay. So, first we'll just mention all those characteristics of postmodern novel, just like intertextuality is there. We in floating opera there are different references from other text as well, and then we have the one of the feature is historiographic metafiction, that is when the historical events are used or the characters are used in an historical manner in the fictional work. So we have references of a World War, and we have references of World War, so that could be put under the historiographic metafiction. Then there is a temporal distortion is seen, that is the fragmentation of non-linear narrative is there in this novel. Uh, Todd is not sure about the dates, about he just jumps from one part of the year to the next. So there is that fragmentation there, and the nihilism is there. The existential crisis is there, which is one of the postmodern features seen in the novel. Uh, what else? So the rejection of conventional plot is there. He like the manner the novel is written is not a very conventional style. It's a bit uh, uh, it has the black humor in it. It has the it is a bit different from the conventional side, the fragmentation part, as well as the the narrative style is different. Like the manner Todd talks about, it's he just phrases something and he just puts like confusion style is there. He's not very clear about any of the fact. He puts it in a fact manner as if he's very sure, but at the same time he's confused. So uh, that kind of plot setting can be seen in this. So, yeah. I don't know if
Okay,
I've
anybody
missed
want to?
something.
Okay, anybody want to add any point in this floating opera? I think color of purple is everybody's favorite, and everyone was speaking in that moment of the time. Everybody is silent now. Anybody want to add anything?
Can anyone please share the important novels of MEG11? Because
Yeah,
some
we are doing that.
because I had heard that floating opera is not important. So that's why I left.
No. Actually, we are going just doing the important novels: The Color Purple, Floating Opera, Sister Carrie, Great Gatsby, and Catcher in the Rye. Okay, these five novels are
Thank
very
you.
much very important. And after that, you can choose any novel that you want. Okay, Alka, now we are going to do the second question. Fine. If nobody has anything
Okay,
to add in this,
discuss the okay, then we have discussed the nihilism part, nihilistic comedy.
I just it doesn't seems to be very much important. Is it a repeat question?
Yes, it was not directly repeated, but yes,
Okay,
it
fine,
was.
fine. Who was assigned that? Let me check.
Himanshi.
Uh, Himanshi, I think, let me see if she is there.
Yes, I am here.
Himanshi, have you done anything, any point or anything? Have you seen anything on this?
Yes, I have some points to share. Not that much, but something I have to share.
Yeah, please welcome.
Okay, so if we get this question in exam, what we can do is first we can tell about what is nihilism. We can give a short introduction of that. You want me to explain about it?
Yes, first of all, how to attempt this question and what are the answers? Go in detail as well, okay?
Okay, according to me, first we can explain about nihilism. So I have written some points. Nihilism is the belief that nothing in the world has a real existence. A true nihilist would believe in nothing. He have no loyalties and no purpose other than an impulse to destroy. So a nihilist is uh, a nihilist is not believing in anything. He thinks that everything in this world is useless, everything is fake, and he has no feelings, and he wants to destroy, to finish, to put everything to an end. And then we can relate the novel with this point, Floating Opera, as a nihilistic comedy. The novel is considered a comedy because of the several points we can take from the novel. First, we can take that love triangle of Todd with the Harrison and James. He was engaged in that love triangle and that sexual relationship with one another. So it was not considered good at that time also. And then they were changing feelings for one another. We can relate this. And then second thing, we can relate the comparison of the life. He compared his life with the showboat, where he was watching that show. He compared his life with the showboat, and he had thoughts of putting that show on fire. And then he was not successful in that. Then he jumped in the river, and after that he had a thought that he should not end his life, he should make some use of it. He came back and helped that person in the hotel. So it was very funny. It was not related to reality. He was in a dream. He was doing something at that time or something at the other time. So these things can be related to a comic sequence. That is what, according to me, is nihilistic comedy, according to John Barth in this novel.
Okay, good. Okay, Alka, do you see anything missing in this?
No, she's covered almost everything.
Okay. Anybody see any point missing in her part, or she, because she was saying that I have not done everything, but yes, she has some points. Now, what are the other points she has missed? I am wondering.
Actually, she has covered almost everything.
Okay,
Like it's
thank
a
you.
it's a
Thank you.
basically intellectual kind of comedy part is being taken here. Like
Okay,
because Toad is always wishing to do suicide. He wants to suicide, but he has no reason to suicide. He,
okay, fine, fine,
and
fine.
when he finds the reason, he just skips it off. So that's the uh, a very
Same, he was the same person
Suicide is
like
such a
me.
serious thing. Anyone who wants
paradox.
to commit suicide, he is frustrated from the life. But every time he tries to commit suicide, he thinks of committing suicide and then he skips. So it is actually funny. That's why it is comic.
Actually, there is a movie, na, Struck in the Korean version. The same girl is there who was always trying to commit the suicide. Okay, fine. We are going to another question, Alka. Just tell me which is the next question.
Think floating opera as an existentialist novel.
Hello.
Yes, Rupinder.
Yes. Yeah. Firstly, I think in this question we will explain about the existentialism.
Okay, okay. Just
Existentialism.
hold on, like, hold on.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
don't rush. Okay, just be calm. Okay, don't be fast. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Now start with the question and then approach and then the details how to
Okay.
answer.
I think firstly we have to write about the what is the meaning of existentialism. Existentialism is a totally different than the nihilism. As nihilism people or nihilism writers are believing in this thing that nothing is in this world is there is nothing in this world. The world is zero. Like in the beginning, just as Todd is
thinking about this thing. But in the end, Todd is thinking about this thing that there is on the basis of a particular kind of a logical reasoning, that there is a no reason to live, there is a no reason to die in the end, in the floating opera. So in existentialism means that the word is without meaning. So a man is a free to choose his own path. So in this novel, Todd chose his unique path, and in the beginning he behaves just as like as a nihilistic viewpoint, but in the end he behaves just like as a existentialistic viewpoint, that he left the idea regarding the suicide commitment. So in this novel, we can also write about the how Todd Andrew, where he faced everything in his life. He faced that suicide is everything in the from beginning to in the mid or in the ending of the novel. But in the end of the novel, he faced that the existentialism is there, according to the John Barth. We can say that there is something in the word. That's why he leave the idea of committing the suicide. I covered these particular ideas in this topic.
Okay, fine, fine. Alka, do you see any
Uh,
point missing or
yeah, we can add that there's the identity crisis over Jenny. She doesn't know who is his father, his biological father. So there's the identity crisis there. Then, even in the Toad, although he is a successful lawyer, but again, he is not able to find the purpose of his life. Like, he is one of the famous lawyer, he is earning well, he is well settled, but at the same time, he doesn't find any reason for his survival. And we can add that this kind of reason of all those effects is due to the World War, and it's the impact which came up with such a character and such kind of events. So we can add all those things
okay,
because
fine,
in
fine, got it.
existentialism, the identity crisis is the major point we can talk about.
Yeah, I would like to add here that this novel, in very short line, that this novel is the post Second World novel, right? And after the Second World War event, everybody started thinking about themselves. That created the idea of existentialism. Okay, where people started thinking, where do I exist? What is my purpose of what is the purpose or what is the use of my life? Where do I start? Where do I end? And this whole complete novel revolved around this idea. And definitely one of the things that I wanted to add in nihilistic part was that this the character Todd Andrew, he was staying in a hotel, though he own his own house, still he was staying in an hotel, and he used to pay his daily rent, his daily money, that so that if I die today, why should I pay more, or why should I pay for tomorrow if I will die today? That was a kind of thing that I want to add over there. Okay, please continue.
Okay, fine. So some good points are given by Kalyani ma'am and Anka. Anybody want to add anything to this, or should we jump to the next question?
We can also put references of waiting to Goddard also here. Like, I felt that we can because existentialist novel or absurd novel we have read that also earlier, so we can make a kind of contrast here that they
Yeah,
also
that
wanted to do suicide.
absolutely, it
And
is a very good comparison. It would be a, that here also that he want to suicide. He was waiting for his death, and there they were waiting for the Godot to come. So yes, we can compare in some point of view.
Okay, anybody want to add anything, or should we go to the next question? Okay, Alka, which is the next question?
I think the title of floating opera as a metaphor.
And who is assigned that question? Let me see.
Josna is assigned, but I don't think she's
I
here.
think she's not available, and she did text me. Okay, fine. There might be reason. Alka, you just do that question, okay, because we are running out of time. If anybody want to attempt this question, just please tell me. If anybody apart from Alka, there anybody? Okay, Alka, you just hit that question. Okay.
Okay, so the floating opera here is used as a metaphoric title, like we have floating opera is a showboat, and just like the showboat, it's the life. Todd views life also as a kind of moving up and down, just like the showboat. There is fluctuation in the world, and he believes that there's nothing which is fixed. Every idea, every thought, every action is tentative, and there are ups and downs. So that is the connection which he Barth put forward, like just like human life, the floating opera or the boat, the life moves, and the sufferings are just like the same, and there is the mm, lack of stability, and then he adds that, like, point wise, it talks about the fragmentation of human reality in totality, and mm,
Okay, fine, fine, Alka. This is more than enough
Okay,
for this.
okay. I would like to add here that
Okay, yes,
yeah, may I? Yeah.
yes. Please, Kalyani.
Yeah, actually, I remember in I don't remember in the teachers lecturers class. Yeah, Anita Bella ma'am. I heard in a classroom she explained it very beautifully that in the very simple words, understanding floating opera is just imagine that we or there is a pond, a big pond kind or a lake, whatever, and people are sitting around that pond. They have just on the bank of the pond, right? Viewers, like we are viewers, so we are sitting on the bank of the pond, and a ship which is a floating opera of an opera is going on that boat. Now what happens, that boat is floating or it is circulating in the complete lake. Now what will happen when the boat will come near to me, I will be very able to clearly see what is going on, what act is being played, what song is being sung. Okay, but when it goes away from me on the opposite side of the lake, I will just hear bits and pieces of noise, but I won't be able to clarify that what actually is going on the boat. So novel somewhere signifies such kind of ups and downs and such kinds of twists and turns that comes in the life of Todd Andrew. Okay, so this floating opera also signifies that how Todd Andrews wanted to just he want to suicide, but he is not able to suicide. He think no, today I will die, but again he cancels his plan. He keeps on planning, he keeps on canceling. So it is his life becomes like a floating opera. It keeps on floating up and down. So that is small significance I want to add here.
Okay, I got your. Just one question. Kalyani, are you a person with existential thing or part or a nihilist part? Side do you prefer?
I don't know. I too don't know about that.
Okay, 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 fine. Alka, next question, please.
I think we
We
have
have
covered the important parts, like
just are we done with everything, or is because we have time? We have 20 minutes. Okay, so we are able to do all the leftovers. Do you see any one or two questions that are left, or should we conclude?
we can conclude. Like if we can add that in the postmodern feature now, we can add that it is a kind of episodic novel also. Like it's loosely connected incidents are there, and the character of Todd Andrew, he's uh, he's a very masked kind of person. We throughout the novel we don't get his original side or original character revealed. He's a person who has that shade, so many shades of uh, shades and colors. He doesn't put his originality. So that's also one of the feature of postmodern characters. I
Okay,
think we
fine.
have covered everything.
Okay, fine. So, anyone of you want to ask anything? You can ask anything if you want to.
I just wanted
Any?
to connect two things that we have been talking about in terms of the metaphorical take, in terms of the reflective take. All of these are interconnected. So I think if we have a a question in terms of reflective, metaphors are also part of that reflection. It's just a way of expression. So I think you can weave in these aspects. That's
Okay, good one. Okay. So,
I
should we
also want
conclude?
to
Yes,
ask
yes,
something.
yes, Imanshi, please, please.
I want to ask what's the best way to write an answer? I mean, do we have to write in paragraphs or we can add some points also?
I think
Paragraphs
Kalyani
would
ma'am
be the best.
has attempted the paper, and to be very honest, na Himanshi, it is totally a luck-based thing. Although we are going to do everything best, but the moment is it depends on the person who is going to evaluate your paper. See, the Kalyani ma'am is there; she has got 95, 97 marks in her assignments. Okay, but the moment she write the exams, and I have seen her answer sheet. They gave her 13 marks in each question without even reading the question. There is no mistake, though, no cutting, no check, only 13, 13, 13 on in every question number.
Yeah, yeah. So I too was shocked to see the paper. MEG11 was my best, and I was expecting 80 plus in that paper. That I knew everything. I remembered even the years. I remembered the authors. Okay, so it is all about luck. I really agree with Junaid over here. Okay.
Kalyani
So
ma'am,
first
how
of
to
all,
attempt the answers in this paper?
yeah,
Can you please
yeah,
elaborate on that?
या डेफिनेटली आई विल elaborate each and everything. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो आपके जो इन्फॉर्मेशन होते हैं फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट पेज आई विल स्टार्ट. वो जो फर्स्ट पेज है फर्स्ट डे में आपको नहीं पता होता है कि वहां पे कैसे क्या लिखना है. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. हूसोएवर द इन्विजिलेटर ओवर देयर ही और शी इज, maybe or maybe not, but mostly they are helpful. They will help you how to write. If you're confused, just ask, don't commit any kind of mistake in front page, right? When you start up with, if you can draw the margin. If you don't, it is not compulsory. Now the thing is, we have limited number of pages. Some colleges, in some, sorry, in some study center, they have, I think, more than 25, 26 pages, and in some we, I think, I remember we got 23 or 24 pages only. Okay, so
24
you can,
pages.
yeah, I think, yeah, maybe I'm not getting, I'm not reminding that currently.
24 pages one-sided or both-sided?
Both sided.
Both
Both side.
sided combined.
Means
Like
12
it
streams.
was a
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, whenever you start your answer, simply start over with the question one or answer, but whatever you write, you can easily start off with there. And while writing, right, you have written answer one or answer two, just write the question. Like we are talking about floating opera. So you can write that question number and the what is being, just in short, what is being asked. Then you can give very little intro, that in which year that novel was written and who is the author of that novel, particular novel. And if you can write, if it is possible in context with your answer, you can add 1 or 2 points over there. Okay, intro part you can write in paragraph. Now we can come to the main part of the answer, or body part of the answer. Try to write in points. Okay, that will fetch you more marks. What I have experienced in my MEG 5 also, I have written mostly in the point parts. Okay, and those points, what I did was, after writing those points, I tried to underline the the points that were important. And one more thing important, you can divide your answers. If you are writing too much lengthy answer, you can easily divide it into four pages, or if you want that this answer can go lengthy, okay, it's up to you. Then after finishing your body part of the answer, try to write strong point. It's not necessary that you need to write all 4 pages. You can write 2 pages also, you can write 3 pages also, you can write 4 pages also. It is all up to you. But your points should be strong. Okay. And the last thing, you have to conclude your answer. That is most compulsory. And this is what I heard in Basudhara ma'am's class. She said, either you are writing an assignment or you are writing your answers. You should conclude your answer. Yet, thus, this is the thing, or therefore, this is the thing of this answer. Okay, so try to, and it is very easy. When you can write the whole answer of 3 to 4 pages, definitely you can conclude your answer in 3 to 4 lines. It's not compulsory to write a big paragraph in conclusion or intro. No, only 4 to 5 lines are enough in that. Okay.
Kalyan ma'am, I have a question. See, they actually it is asked with us that we should always write in paragraphs, okay, not in the points. And Sundara ma'am has also asked us to write in paragraphs. So
Yeah, yeah.
points.
No, it's up to us. We can write that. It's not a restriction because points. I think I have not shared my MEG5 answer sheet with you, right?
No, no, not at all. You didn't share.
Okay, okay. If I yeah, if I see that, I will share it with you. I think I have to see that back again, but I think point will be much better. But don't do that, writing one point and then leaving one line and then writing one point. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
we should rephrase in a paragraph. We should write the points in a paragraph, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That would be more beneficial. That would be more beneficial to put more points in a short paragraph also. That too will be very much beneficial for the answer.
Okay,
And ma'am,
fine.
how to attempt short notes as well?
Short notes are very simple. Just write, I would say it will be hardly of 2 pages. You need not to divide your answer into intro and conclusion and body. Just you can jump to the direct answer. You can write in the short paragraph. 2, 3 paragraphs or 2, 3, 4 paragraphs sufficient.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, okay, dear.
Ma'am, for the section MEG11 section 1 compulsory portion, like
Hmm.
we can like it would be from the background side, right? So
Yes, yes.
we can refer to all those novels studied, like all those 9 novels, or to be specific, we can pick the question and just elaborate with one novel if we get
I
some
think
like.
we can directly pick up the questions from our PYQs because till now I have not found any question out of these PYQs. ठीक है उन्होंने तोड़ मड़ोड़ के either they will twist and turn the question and ask you the same thing.
No,
So if
I'm just asking like
yeah.
if they ask about the American society referred in the novel, okay, in the like, so while explaining that portion, we can refer to all those 4 5 novels which we have studied, or we should stick to one novel and explain the whole question in that, like.
See, that depends on the question. For example, in June 2020 section, I have the question papers in front of me. They have asked about American society during 19th century and how would you place Theodore Dreiser in the context of naturalism to understand this contribution to American fiction? Now, what happened in this question? They have asked specifically for the Sister Carrie question, right? So you have to
Yes, ma'am.
explain with the reference to Sister Carrie and Theodore Dreiser to that what made him to write such kind of novel. Okay, but when it is just asking what are the major changes that happened in American society during 19th century, if this is the question, you can give any reference, you can give any novel, either four
Rather,
or five or nine.
we should give a
No,
mix of everything. It will be
yeah,
Yes,
better.
I'm
we
just
can.
asking that mix or just particular one novel.
No, if it is a common question, you can mix them. You can mix
Okay,
them. Yeah.
okay.
Himanshu, you were asking something.
No, I was just asking about how to write the answers.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Is there any question left? Anybody want to ask anything, or should we end this session?
Tomorrow we'll be discussing the 3 novels, right?
We are expecting to discuss Sister Carrie, Great Gatsby. Okay, and we hope that we should finish both the novels within 1.5 hour, or rather earlier than that. Okay, and after that, we believe that we should either take the background questions that are very much important. Okay, or we will take a third novel. Okay, but the two
Okay.
novels are fixed. That Sister Carrie and Great
And the
Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and we believe that we should conclude tomorrow's session at 10:30 only. Okay.
I think we can because Sister Carrie and Great Gatsby, we have covered a lot in the classes because these are the earliest earlier novels. So almost there were many sessions for these two.
Okay, okay. Kalyani ma'am, if you could please join us in the second half of the session, because tomorrow we are going to hit some of the questions after the end of the novel, like transcendentalism, naturalism, realism, these kind of questions. No?
I am very
Sure, sure,
bad to all
definitely.
those things.
Do let me know all the questions. I too, it's very good to know that I know the topics today only because I was not ready for today's session. This was a surprise for me
I'll
too.
share all the first part questions. I'm very
Oh,
bad at that.
no,
Okay,
no,
Alka,
don't worry. I'll try to.
forward the question to Kalyani ma'am, and tomorrow, Kalyani ma'am, at 10:30, I expect that just for a 30-minute session, you will take some of the
I will
questions
try
from
to
that.
join by 9:30. I will try my best to join. That
Okay,
depends
fine.
on tomorrow's situation. Okay.
That would be
Okay, I
great, ma'am.
understand. Okay, fine. I understand that. Okay,
Yeah.
Alka, so we are ending this session today. 10:49 is there. Okay,
Yeah,
and anybody
right.
want to ask anything? Last time I'm asking.
Can you please share the answer sheets of Kalyani ma'am, which you are speaking about?
See, every sheet is there
It
in the
is there in
Megmentors.
Telegram.
See, and how many of you don't know
Yeah.
about the Megmentors channel?
Me.
Okay, fine. Shikha, this is not a promotional thing, and I'm not going to do any kind of promotion. But let me tell you about what we are doing in the Megmentors. See, we are all just students, senior, juniors, and they are contributing their part to create a chain. Okay, in this Megmentors, what you can find that all the solved assignments that they are selling, we provide them. I have shared the past assignments of the students as well, handwritten assignments of the students who secured above 90 marks. I have shared the answer copy of the students as well, like Kalyani ma'am and other students. I have shared the answer sheets as well. Okay, apart from that, see somebody if somebody misses the lectures, okay, I just make them get them recorded and I upload their link in the channel. Okay. Now suppose like that, like today we are discussing everything and the students are having their own notes. So I have shared all the handwritten notes that the students make in that channel with that question tag with the subject tag. Okay, you can find those questions there. Apart from handwritten questions, I have shared the analysis part, that see every year we do analysis, which are the importance, and I shared it there as well. Apart from that, I have shared the link of the WhatsApp groups that we are doing, and the WhatsApp group of the study centers which are conducting the classes as well. Okay, and after that, what else we are
Yeah,
providing in.
I just wanted to add, I think you forgot that there are some beautiful articles that talk about certain questions. So that was also very helpful. In
Okay,
five.
yeah, that's true. Articles are there, and and to be honest, we don't know how many things are going to be included further in future. We are expecting some good things as well. Okay, that's all, and I will share the link of the channel as well with you.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Anybody want to ask anything?
Will you share the link again for tomorrow?
I think we can use the same link. Do we? Fine. We
Please
will
drop
use
a
the
Yeah,
reminder.
yeah, same is fine.
But
we can
please
what
do drop a reminder.
this is 9 p.m. class. So do I need to remind you everybody that you come here at
No.
9? Okay. See. Okay, fine. Tomorrow 9 p.m. we will be connecting, and let me assure you that please, if I am not able to join, continue the session and end the discussion. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do we say Shubhratri, Shabbak Khair, good night, bye bye, something? Okay.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Okay, good
It
Wonderful.
night,
was really
everyone.
nice.